Guys, we are live here for live coverage of Hurricane Erick here. So since my last video that I made this morning, Erick has rapidly intensified here. Erick has rapidly intensified into 125-mile-an-hour major hurricane here. So the headline for this new advisory is Major Hurricane Erick headed for the coast of Mexico, expected to bring destructive winds and life-threatening flash floods to portions of southern Mexico late tonight and Thursday. So, going into the public advisory here, it's about 55 miles southwest of Puerto Angel, Mexico, or about 125 miles southeast of Punta Maldonado, Mexico. Its maximum sustained winds have increased to 125 miles an hour. It is currently moving northwest at 9 miles an hour, and its pressure has dropped to 950 millibars. There have been no changes with this advisory. Summary of watches and warnings that are currently in effect. A hurricane warning is in effect for Acapulco to Puerto Angel. A hurricane watch is in effect for west of Acapulco to Tecpan de Galena. Actually, while I thinking about it, might as well. Huh. As far as that video is actually doing well. First, I gotta go into there. There we go. Can my phone charge, please? So, the storm currently has about maybe 3 hours left. So, the storm currently has about maybe 3 hours left. So, tropical storm warning is in effect for east of Puerto Angel to Salina Cruz, west of Acapulco to Tecpan de Galena. Hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area. A hurricane watch means that hurricane conditions are possible in the watch area, in this case, within the next 12 to 24 hours. Tropical storm warning means that tropical storm conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area, in this case, within 12 to 24 hours. And then interests elsewhere in southern Mexico should monitor the progress of Erick. For storm information specific to your area, please monitor products issued by your National Meteorological Service. Alright, at 9 p.m. CST or 0300 UTC, the center of Hurricane Erick was located near latitude 15.2 north, longitude 97.1 west. Erick is moving toward the northwest near 9 miles an hour, and this general motion is expected to continue through Thursday night. In the forecast track, the center of Erick is expected to make landfall in the western portion of the Mexican state of Oaxaca or the eastern portion of the Mexican state of Guerrero early Thursday morning, and then continue inland over southern Mexico during the day on Thursday. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 125 miles per hour with higher gusts. Erick is a Category 3 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. Some additional strengthening could occur before landfall. After landfall, Erick should rapidly weaken over the mountains of Mexico, and the system is likely to dissipate Thursday night or early Friday. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 25 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 90 miles. And finally, the estimated minimum central pressure is 950 millibars. So the hazards affecting land are the same as they've been here. However, for the wind, hurricane conditions are expected in the hurricane warning area beginning during next pretty much hour, I'd say. Actually, probably within the next 3 hours, I'd say. Tropical storm conditions are currently spreading onshore in the hurricane warning area. Tropical storm conditions are expected in the tropical storm warning area beginning during the next few hours. Wind speeds at the top and on windward sides of hills and mountains are often up to 30% stronger than near surface winds indicated in this advisory, and in some elevated locations could even be greater. So storm surge is still going to be an issue. Same with surf. Let's see, actually. um, what? Well, that doesn't really help. Let me pull up Red Omega here. Wait, is iCyclone, is he intercepting this? Oh my gosh, he is. Oh, we can actually see it. Okay. I was not expecting to. How do I get rid of the cone here? I was not expecting to see. Well, I can't really see the coastline, though. That's the big issue here. But I mean, I do believe this does have potential to become a category 4, though. Obviously, hold on. Is there a way I can see recon data here? Where did they even take off from? Oh wow, they left from Alabama. Wait, is there any way I can actually see the data that they're getting? Take a look at tidbits here. Am I still alive? Um, I should still be live. Oh wow. Okay. Not sure if you can see this, but yeah, I'm not sure why. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's only showing Great Omega here. Oh, there we go. So, in the northwest quadrant of the eye wall, the Hurricane Hunters got 83 knots at flight level, which is about 95 miles an hour at flight level, which I mean, That must be where the eye is now. Are they flying into the eye? Yeah, I'm not sure why. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's only showing real maybe right here. Oh, there we go. So, in the northwest quadrant of the eye roll, the 1300s, right, 83 knots at flight level, which is on 95 miles an hour at flight level, which I mean, that must be where the eye is now. We're flying into the eye. Um, Going jump back over to tropical tidbits here. We're going to take a look at the storm here. Um, Going to jump back over to tropical tidbits here. We're going to take a look at the storm. Well, it looks like it's almost turning. Yeah, yeah, the storm took a north. It took a westward jog. What are they saying in the discussion about that? Erick's rapid intensification continued through 1823Z. As an Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft near that time reported that the central pressure had fallen to 953 millibars. However, since that time, the satellite appearance of the hurricane went through a period when it was a little degraded, suggesting that the intensification rate may have slowed. This may be due to attempted eyewall replacement cycle, as the aircraft data suggested constant concentric wind maxima during its pass through the center. The intensity is a little uncertain, as the plane had to abort due to computer problems before it could probe the northeastern eye wall. Based on central pressure, the observed wind structure, and the various satellite intensity estimates, the initial intensity set to possibly conservative 110 knots, or 125 miles an hour. I will say here, this is only 5 miles away from being a Category 4 hurricane. Initial motion estimate is northwestward at 320 by 8 knots. This motion should bring the center to the Mexican coast in the state of Oaxaca within the next 12 hours, with subsequent northwestern motion bringing the system farther inland over southern Mexico on Thursday and Thursday night. Forecast guidance is essentially the same as for the previous advisory. New forecast track has a slight nudge to the right based on the current location and motion. Conditions continue to be favorable for strengthening, and it is possible that Erick could get stronger before landfall if the possible eyewall replacement completes. Regardless of additional intensification, rapid weakening is expected after landfall, and Erick is expected to dissipate over southern Mexico Thursday night or Friday. So, key messages in the forecast discussion here. Erick continues to intensify and is now a major hurricane. It is expected to be a major hurricane when it reaches the coast of Mexico in the western portion of the state of Oaxaca or the eastern portion of the state of Guerrero within the hurricane warning area early Thursday. Devastating wind damage is possible where the core of the storm moves on shore. Weather conditions are already deteriorating, and preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion. Erick will produce heavy rainfall across portions of Central America and southwest Mexico through this week. Life-threatening flooding and mudslides are likely, especially in areas of steep terrain. A dangerous, life-threatening storm surge is expected to produce coastal flooding near and to the east of where the center crosses the coast in areas of onshore winds. The surge will be accompanied by large and destructive waves. So, I'm going to take a look at the arrival times because obviously that doesn't really matter right now. I I can't tell what this storm is doing. It's moving west northwestward. It's moving parallel to the coast. And I might be going in again. Got a new frame in, and the eye is definitely, like it has a new burst of convection, and then it just dies. So either there's dry air. Hold on, let me check water vapor. Yeah, there's nothing on. I, there's no dry air that I can see. The only dry air around Erick is up here near the Baja California Peninsula. Like, I'm honestly just. Yeah, it starts there and it ends here. I don't know unless like there's a low pressure or high pressure pushing it away. Yeah, I don't know what this thing is doing. I really don't. Try and find anything on Twitter here. From Michael Fergamo on Twitter. Looks like the rugged terrain of the Sierra Madre Mountains actually may be impacting the core of Erick. The CDO has become a little more unstable and the system is moving toward the west side of the forecast cone. I wonder if the mountains are helping push the storm westward slightly. Sierra Madre Mountains actually may be impacting the core of Erick. The CDO has become a little more unstable and the system is moving toward the west side of the forecast cone. I wonder if the mountains are helping push the storm. I cyclone been driving back and forth on Highway 200 in the dark these past few hours. Currently in Rio Grande, but storm has lurched left, so I'm hitting the road again to head west. Won't be sleeping in this room, but I did plan a barometer. Hunting Hurricane Erick in Mexico. Route 200. Yeah, I don't think that's the right Rio Grande. There's the Rio Grande he's talking about. Okay, so since it seems like the storm is, it's going to make landfall like right up here if it continues doing at this rate. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm not sure what this storm. I've said this a million times. So I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I really don't know what the storm's doing. Okay, so it seems like the storm is going to make landfall like right up here if it continues doing at this rate. Well, actually, I'm not sure what this storm. I've said this a million times. So I'm going to sound like a broken record. I really don't know what the storm's doing. I will say, wherever that is on the northwest side of the storm, it's going to get dangerously close to the eye wall. I will say, wherever that is on the northwest side of the storm, it's going to get dangerously. Yeah, honestly, like I'm still going to monitor like the progress here in whatever it's doing. But I think for now, until it like turns north,